In this video, I'm going to show you exactly how to sign your first client as a life coach. So if you are a new coach watching this, you probably have big dreams for your coaching business. Maybe you want the freedom to work from anywhere or to help people transform their lives and, of course, build a business that actually pays you what you are worth. Now, most new coaches are taught everything about coaching techniques, but nothing about the business side. They think that if they just get good enough at coaching, clients will magically appear. And let me tell you right now, that is not how it works. I've been helping coaches build businesses for years, and I've seen so many coaches go from 0 clients to fully booked practices. And today, I'm going to give you the 5 core fundamentals that my most successful coaching students use to sign their first client. Now, the first client is always the hardest, but by the end of this video, you'll know exactly how to get your life coaching business off the ground. It's a lot, so let's get into it. All right, so the very first fundamental we need to tackle when you're trying to sign your first coaching client isn't some fancy marketing strategy or a perfectly designed website. Nope. It's your confidence. Because if you don't believe you can do this, who else will? The truth is, being an amazing, life-changing coach and knowing how to run a profitable coaching business are 2 totally different skill sets. You can be the best coach in the world, but if you don't know how to get clients, you don't have a business. You have an expensive hobby. It's like being a brilliant hairstylist, but having no idea how to run a salon. One is a specific skill set, the other is a completely different skill set. Now, I hear it all the time. I'm underqualified, or who am I to charge these rates, or who will even trust me to coach them? This is what I like to call good old imposter syndrome, and almost every new coach feels it deeply, so if this is you, you aren't alone. But here's the mindset shift you have to make. You're not just selling your time, you're selling something bigger than that. You're selling a meaningful transformation, a solution to a major life problem that someone really wants solved. You're selling your expertise, your system, your attention, and your focused support. And all of this together is incredibly valuable. So one of the best ways to build your confidence as a coach is to start by coaching yourself. Become your own first client. Seriously, take your doubts and your fears and start coaching yourself through them like you would a paying client. If you're worried about the future, what questions do you ask your coaching clients who have the same fears? If you're terrified as being perceived as a fraud, what would you say to a client with this exact same issue? What questions would you ask? Got resistance around something? Why? What's underneath that? You have the skills you need already, and you can build your own confidence if you dig into what's holding you back. And of course, if you want to build your confidence even further, feel free to take a free client or 2 for just a few sessions so you can confirm just how awesome you are at coaching. Now, I'm not just sharing this for fun. This confidence is what allows you to confidently charge premium prices later on, because you've seen the power of your own coaching in action. So now that you're feeling just a little more confident, let's talk about the second fundamental, which is your offer. This is what you're actually selling. And spoiler alert, it's not life coaching sessions. The biggest mistake new coaches make is saying things like, I help people to live their best life, or I help you to find clarity and purpose and live in abundance. No, please no. That's vague vanilla, and vague vanilla doesn't get anyone excited enough to pull out their wallet. Successful coaches are selling something different. They're selling a goal plus a result. So let's step back for a second and think about it. Why do people buy coaching? They don't want to spend an hour talking to someone once a week. They want something specific, what that hour brings. They have a problem to be solved, and they want a specific end result when that problem is solved. So for example, a woman doesn't want life coaching for stress and health. She wants to lose weight so she can feel more confident in her body or be able to play with her kids on the playground. Or a client doesn't want career coaching. They want to get promoted to the executive level so they can be recognized as an industry leader. So your offer isn't coaching, it's something much more specific, like I help professional women in their 30s and 40s find their passion so they actually want to wake up and go to work. See the difference? That's a goal plus a result. And that is what people are actually buying. When it comes to pricing, I know you have pricing questions. Here's what I like to call the Coach Pony Law. You should be charging at least $100 per hour inside your coaching package. And yes, you must use a coaching package. So don't charge $100 per hour and make it endless. Set a coaching package of 10 sessions and then set a minimum price of at least $1,000 for that package, which is $100 per hour. But remember, don't charge by the hour. It's bad for your business and bad for your clients because you can't create lasting change in a single hour, you're good, but you're not magical. Plus, you'll be exhausting yourself constantly trying to resell clients on the next session, every session, and getting them to schedule sessions regularly enough to actually implement change. So I want you to figure out, take your best guess, how many sessions it will take you to get your client to their big goal, add it up, add in your administrative and other operational cost, and that is your overall package price. And that's what you're sharing with your clients. Now, as a side note, should you discount prices constantly just to build your portfolio? I'd prefer you don't. When you anchor the price to the value of the outcome, i.e. solving a problem that's costing them their happiness, health, or even their sanity, a few $1,000s doesn't seem that expensive at all. It seems like the most logical investment they could possibly make. And this isn't about just the money. It's about valuing the transformation you provide so they commit to it. This holds true whether you're just starting out or if you're running a multi-6 or like me, 7-figure business. Your value doesn't decrease just because you're new. If you were a new employee at a Fortune 500 company, they wouldn't discount your salary for 6 months and ask you to just get paid very little for a while you learn. No, your salary is your salary. Coaching is the same. All right, the third fundamental, your niche. And let me be crystal clear. Yes, you have to niche. And I know, it feels counterintuitive, like you're limiting yourself and leaving money on the table. But the opposite is actually true. Niching down actually increases your income potential. Think of it this way. If I asked you, how can we save all of the animals in the world? Did you freeze? Did your mind draw a blank? It's a huge, overwhelming topic and question to ask someone to solve. But if on the other hand I asked, how can we rescue 5 dogs from the shelter this week and find them loving homes? Did you immediately get an idea, or did at least it feel more manageable to you as you thought about it? I mean, you probably started to come up with 1 or 2 things that you could do. And niching is exactly like this. When you're too broad or too vague or trying to do everything, it's impossible to figure out what you really need to say or do to connect with people, like your website content, where to find potential clients, and even what to say to them in those sales consults when you do. See, all of these questions feel unsolvable if you're trying to do everything. But if you niche and if you focus, suddenly things become easier. If you know exactly who your clients are, it becomes infinitely easier to find them, to connect with them, and to design coaching offers that truly serve them. Your brain will be a hive of activity, and your clients will say, it's like you were inside my head. And you'll stand out for that reason. In a sea of bland porridge, you'll be a beautiful, specific flavor. Okay, how do you identify a profitable niche that will support you and test it before you commit? So first, choose what you most want to do and start there. Clarity will come with action, and you'll quickly know if you are on the right path. Don't try to be a heart surgeon and a car mechanic and a florist all at the same time. It makes you seem untrustworthy, and it's also exhausting. And please don't fret about choosing something, because you can change your niche over time, absolutely. Many coaches grow and evolve, and their niche grows and changes with them. But please pick something to start. The best way to test if it's profitable is to actually start talking to people in that niche and then see if they have the problem you solve and if they're willing to pay for some sort of help to solve it. It doesn't matter how much they're willing to pay. It just matters that they're willing to make some monetary investment. It's not about endless market research. It's truly about real conversations with real people. And now that you've got your confidence up and your offer and your niche dialed in, it's time for the fourth coaching fundamental, which is your marketing. So this is often where new coaches spin their wheels, so please listen up. The biggest mistake new coaches make is thinking they need to be everywhere all at once. They're trying to post on 5 different social media platforms, start a blog, launch a podcast, host a webinar, all at the same time. It's a recipe for burnout, and it does not work. You end up doing all of the things not very well, feeling exhausted, you're not standing out anywhere, you're not getting traction anywhere because you are consistently nowhere. So don't do that. If I were starting over, I would pick one marketing channel and focus on it relentlessly as a new coach. Maybe that's public speaking, maybe it's podcasts and podcast guesting, maybe it's LinkedIn, or maybe it's just networking and building referral partnerships. Maybe it's even YouTube. The key is to pick one that you don't hate, that you actually might enjoy, and get really, really good at it. Focus is your superpower here. Show up, be on that platform in a useful and helpful way, and then from that platform, invite people deeper into your world and start to invite them to work with you. And that's it. That's the secret sauce. Now, for that very, very first paying client, you can forget complicated funnels, social media, or tech solutions. Start by simply talking to people and let your friends, family, old coworkers, community members know what you are doing and what you're up to. You'd be surprised where that first client comes from. I interviewed coaches across a variety of niches on the Coach Pony podcast, and the theme was their very first clients all came from networking. Finally, we've gotten to fundamental number 5, your sales process. This is where the rubber meets the road and you turn all of that good work into actual paying clients. So a quick overview of the sales process for a coach is this. You identify your ideal client, you craft an irresistible offer, so this is the goal and the result. You market to them to find them and start to get their attention, and then you bring them into a sales conversation of some sort that converts them into a client. It can take place over emails and then in person over time, but that's it. It's not magic. It's a system. So how do you turn conversations into consultations and consultations into clients? So it starts with coaching conversations, which we just talked about. When you're talking to people or interacting with them online in some format, genuinely listen to them for their pain points and their desired outcomes. So talking to people in your niche, to be clear. If what they're struggling with aligns with what you do, then you can invite them to a deeper conversation. You could invite them to learn about coaching and to offer a chance to just educate themselves a little bit and maybe have a sales consult with you. These are not high pressure pitches. They're simply a deeper conversation to explore if your coaching or coaching of any kind is the right solution for them. So this is selling like a coach, not like a used car salesman. So to rapidly build relationships with new people, focus on value and genuine connection, not just pushing your services or trying to jump to solving a problem. Share useful insights and helpful thoughts. Ask thoughtful questions and really listen to what they're saying. People buy from those they know, like, and trust in coaching and in all sorts of other industries. And when it comes to handling objections like coaching is too expensive or I don't know if I have the time, remember that the word sales does not have to be a dirty word. I view sales as just another coaching conversation where I keep my coaching hat on and I try to help a client make the right decision for them. And the right decision might be coaching with you, or it might be something else entirely. That's not your concern. What your concern is and what your job is to help them to make a confident decision of some sort so that they move forward. If they need coaching and they're stuck, it's your job as a coach to help them get unstuck in some way. So that might mean coaching with you. It might mean coaching with someone else that you recommend, or it might mean finding some other resource to help them move forward. That is selling like a coach. It's a skill, and like any skill, you can learn it and you can practice it, and of course, you'll get better at it over time. So don't skip this part. And here's a crucial point, the importance of following up. So just keep in mind that most sales don't happen on first contact. In fact, studies show that 80% of sales require between 5 and 12 contact attempts before closing. So if someone expresses interest but doesn't sign up immediately or doesn't follow up right away, it doesn't mean no forever. It often just means not right now, or I need more information, or just this isn't the right time. So have a clear, easy, simple, gentle follow-up plan, whether it's an email sequence, a check-in call, a quick text, or just message saying hello, where you might share an article or something that's valuable to them. Consistency is key here, not pushiness. Okay, that was a lot of ground that we covered today. So that's how to build up the confidence to sell your offer, find your niche, market, and get that sales process up and running so that you can sign your very first client as a life coach. So I hope this video showed you that getting your first coaching client isn't some mysterious process. It's actually very straightforward when you have the exact right systems in place. But I have to be upfront, signing that first client isn't the same as securing the 10th or 20th client, 50th or 100th, or like me, the 7th or 8,000th client. In fact, while you might think the first client is the most important, it doesn't automatically mean that you now have a successful life coaching business. Most coaches I talk to are putting in so much work trying to grow their businesses, but they aren't seeing results because they're making just a really big marketing mistake that's super annoying, but it's also fixable. So if this sounds like you, that's why I created a free training video specifically for new coaches who want to get paid to do work they love without constantly being overwhelmed by all of the marketing. In this particular focus training, which don't worry, it's also fairly brief, I'll show you my easy 2-step process to find paying clients in a way that actually works for you. So something you might enjoy. So even if you hate social media or you never want to spend money on ads, you do not have to. Over 15,000 coaches have already joined this training to learn how to market their coaching business easily, and it works in any niche. And you can click the first link in the description box below right now to save your free seat and to finally learn how to attract clients without overwhelming yourself and just feeling terrible about it all. And if you have a second, I would love for you to like and subscribe if you found this video useful, and click here to watch my video on 5 things I wish I knew before I started the life coaching business. There's so much I wish I knew, but fortunately for you, you can skip the mistakes I made and get to success that much more quickly. So that's all I have for you today, and I will see you in the next video.